I would have only 3 items. I get the fries, the nuggets, and the Coke. That's all I get. I have never had a Big Mac in my life. Maybe one episode we'll have a Big Mac.
He told me this previously that he's never had a Big Mac.
I don't know. I'm a foodie and I have never had a Big Mac.
I don't understand. Yeah. I'm like. Hey everyone, welcome to the Edible Talk by Foodie on the Loose and DJ Dave K. We are here together recording our first professionalized camera podcast.
Episode 2, guys. Make sure you understand
guys,
this is the second one. We're still learning on the fly.
We're still learning. You see, I'm gonna adjust the gain a little.
GoPro,
there we go.
And now we're back into it with professional shooting.
Yes, so a lot more professional, a lot better, and it's kind of crazy, right?
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
Let's do it, buddy.
This is, we have a camera guy over here. What's up, Michael? I see you. You looking sexy over there? Hey.
Let's just jump into it, eh, bud?
Yeah. So, okay, the thing I really want to talk about originally, right, is the whole, McDonald's and J Balvin, and we got J Balvin, we got Travis Scott. What is going on? Who's going to be next? Are we going to get Drake?
Nicki Minaj? Who do you think?
I don't know, man. It's kind of insane to see what will potentially happen, because at this point we're just the crazy thing is, they said, I remember when I was looking at a statistic for McDonald's, their sales went up through the roof, the roof. I can't believe how crazy it went. So imagine they have Drake for just Toronto, right? Because they didn't bring Travis Scott here. I don't know. Are they bringing J Balvin?
I'm not sure if it's going over the borders. Is it just in the States right now? Is it going elsewhere? Is it going to be in Europe? There's lots of there's a billion people living in China, and McDonald's is a big brand out there. Is it possible that they go see a billion people and say they like Drake or Travis Scott or J Balvin? I think that's a push for them.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, because in general terms we can never for China and stuff like that, it might be you need something more targeted, maybe BTS or something like that, the Korean. And I bet maybe they've done it. I really don't know. I haven't done the research on that. But there's a lot of
maybe there's a famous celebrity influencer in China that could bring them to the Chinese market. The Korean would be the perfect girl or guy. Could be the whole thing.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I don't know if the Korean
yes,
a good target for the Chinese, because maybe they want some local, the national. Yeah,
it could be. But I know BTS is very all over Asia, right? So it doesn't matter if they're South Korea or whatever. It can in Vietnam and Philippines and whatever. But it's funny because I know a pretty big artist from the Philippines, or he's Filipino, is Daewon. Dawin. Anyways, it's crazy. He went viral back in the day on Twitter and on Vine and stuff. He's a cool guy. He's verified. He's verified. He has top hits, crazy hits. You for sure hit it. It's it's I can't.
After this we gotta listen.
Because we can't play it. I don't want to get thing. But
But tell me, are you a fan of McDonald's? Do you ever go eat at McDonald's?
Oh shoot! In general terms, that's
I'm trying to throw it on the spot here.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. When I was a kid, I loved McDonald's. That was something that that I used to have on a weekly basis, right? When I was a kid, and that was what your parent was hey, you want that treat? It was a McDonald's or Burger King. It was back and forth, right? And more recently, the only time I'll ever go to McDonald's is maybe for an iced coffee and maybe a McFlurry.
What's the summer thing they have? It's $1 all summer.
Yeah, the iced coffee. The iced coffee. So they have, I think it's $1 for the iced coffee, $2 for their smoothies, and $3 for a fancy drink. I can't remember, but whatever it is. But it's nothing, because their smoothies are starting at $5. Their ice drinks are $3, and whatever. Are we giving them free ad? What the hell are we doing?
No, we're actually, this is not sponsored by McDonald's. We just do want to say that we are shooting right now. Our film location, it is at the Hummussiah in downtown Toronto, Yonge and Dundas, right beside.
You can see the logo up there.
We'll throw up the link afterwards so you can have more information about who they are, what they are. But we'll talk about why we're here right now.
Yeah. So the main thing, how this kind of involves with everything is like, we're talking about influencers today. So like the main thing is like, the topic, and the main thing is like how influencers are a huge portion of today's social media, today's television, today's radio. Because if you hear Arnold Schwarzenegger on the radio, you'll know he's like, "Get to the chopper," and then you're like, "Oh, a new Terminator's coming out." Like, so you'll be like well aware of who that is, who's talking, and things like that.
And then you identify that brand or that person with whatever they're promoting.
Exactly. So there's like so many different things that influencers do, right? And like, of course, like, today's generation, right? There's like everyone from, I don't know who's like, I'm trying to think today's main generation.
Of TikTok you're talking about, or you're talking
but
about
anything, like, who's the number one person right now? Like Justin Bieber, for sure. Idol, worldwide idol.
Yeah, for sure. Like
Drake, worldwide idol.
Shout out to Justin. I mean, he's had a lot of controversy throughout the years, but like his brand and who he is, like he's pumping out good songs. I listen to a lot of his songs. Awesome.
You know how this ties in, and I didn't even think about it? The new Drake song saying he's a pop star. And he used Justin Bieber in his music video, pretty much stating like an influencer or a pop star, saying like, oh my God, like, he's the biggest influencer in today's aspect.
Yeah, much respect.
Yeah.
I love the Canadian guys and girls that are pumping out good music and making content that's people like want to listen to.
No, 100%.
The Weeknd, big shout out. Of course.
Yeah, of course. The Weeknd, Drake, Justin Bieber, whoever it is, it's quite a whole different aspect. For sure. And it's
the main idea of why we're basically here right now is to like talk about the impact of influencers and how it's affecting big businesses and small businesses, basically everyone, because this is a really big pandemic. Obviously, it's the only pandemic I've experienced in my life, and it's really affecting every single person that we know. And big or small, people are working from home. People are resorting to different online means and figuring out ways to survive, because we have to cope and people have to cope. So, I mean, McDonald's, like we gave the example, $1, $2, that's getting them into the door, because it's a loss leader. You want them to win. When I was growing up, like Dave was saying he would have it back in the day, like I would have only 3 items. I get the fries, the nuggets, and the Coke. That's all I get. I've never had a Big Mac in my life. Maybe one episode we'll have a Big Mac.
He told me this previously, that he's never had a Big Mac.
I don't know. I'm a foodie, and I have never had a Big Mac.
I don't understand. Yeah. I'm like, a Big Mac is the icon of McDonald's.
I've had the chicken thing before, the chicken wrap.
The chicken thing.
I don't even know what it's called.
McWrap.
The McWrap.
He doesn't even know the McWrap. What does he know? What is it?
I support big business obviously as well, but like I like the little
No, 100%. And like there's a lot of things like I don't personally eat pork. So I don't, I've never tried a bacon cheeseburger. I've never tried bacon. I've never tried
pepperoni. Your rabbi would be very happy.
Say it again?
Your rabbi would be very, very happy.
But yeah, I've never tried it, and like it's something that doesn't interest me, right? And it could be the same thing for you, like a Big Mac, right? Like it doesn't intrigue you, like, oh my God, I gotta go chase a special Mac sauce, and like, I mean, that's what they're known for. But yeah. But what's funny? I just thought of 2 other things. One is McDonald's had like the whole thing with Rick and Morty. They had like the Szechuan sauce that they had about Mulan from 1992, and they brought that back.
No way.
Crazy enough. Yeah. They brought it back, and then people were doing the same thing as Travis Scott. Like people were going on the thing, like jumping on the tables and like smashing, give me your thing. And the problem is, all these stores only had 5 packs or 6 packs of the Szechuan sauce, or like one package that only had 24, and there was thousands. Like imagine, and then people were selling 1 pack for $1,000 on eBay.
Oh my God!
And now they're doing that with the Travis Scott.
We were talking about yesterday. He told me something new yesterday, which was really cool. The OVO and Bathing Ape collaboration.
Yeah.
And like there's this whole like I understand the resale market for Supreme clothing and products, but like Bathing Ape has really popped up like crazy.
Yeah. Like,
and you're telling me we went online yesterday and we're looking at like the brand and we're like, it's $700 for a t-shirt. And you're like, what?
So the t-shirts were going for $300,
so a lot.
But now on X stock and eBay and all these are going for double or triple the price. So now that they're pushing at that rate, I'm like, oh my God, I should have bought it when it first came out. But they sold out within the first minute. First minute, they were empty. The stores, online, everything. First minute.
That's
And people were
good on them.
And people were waiting in line for 26 hours in line.
It's crazy.
So by the time
I feel like we're buying a new iPhone 12 coming out, or whatever new thing's coming out.
Pretty much. Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. People were waiting. So anyways, as we were saying, how COVID has impacted like the economical state of just everything, right? And then how people are currently using influencers to, you know, boost their business by, you know, slowly from, you know, Travis Scott, you know, using J Balvin, using whoever and anyone, right? Like I just saw a commercial today on Instagram with Shaq. Like I thought he was baking pancakes. Mm-hmm. The whole commercial's selling a printer.
Oh my God.
Shaq selling a printer?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't he do like shot in, you know, basketball with the something with the printer? Why did it have to be pancakes? Him cooking, like.
How about those Lakers?
I mean, that's a whole different thing, man. You know, that game was. It was a good game, but like
respect to LeBron and AD.
Of course,
good
all
job,
of them, man.
good win. Every team that wins, awesome.
It was.
I wish Raptors were there, though. That's my sad point. Whatever. We're not wearing it. We're not wearing it right now. Respect to the city of all cities.
Yeah, but it was tough. It was tough for us to lose, but at least Boston got destroyed, so we knew that but it was just all like everything was so unique, right? Every team, the bubble, everything.
Yeah, it was a weird experience.
And it was very weird with the whole NBA trying to advertise themselves.
Basically, our point of getting across is that everything here is adapting. Everyone's adapting,
right?
And these businesses that we're talking about, we're going to bring up right now are, people can go a long way through minor. J Balvin, and Travis Scott are big name brands, but
of course,
TJ DFK and Ori Food and Loose and other influencers that are in the city can make a big difference on people's sales, hopefully.
Yeah,
and it's very important.
And I think that's the main thing, right? Like how small impacts. Like, did you know? So this is also another random stat. A guy in Toronto, he has a Twitter account that only advertises Star Wars. He only has, I think, around 30,000. This was like years ago, like 2-3 years. I don't keep updated with this person, but he had like 30,000 followers. But he makes more money than people who have millions of followers. You know why? Guess who his number one brand is? Star Wars. Think about it. Who owns Star Wars?
Disney. I don't know who owns
Disney.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Disney is his official sponsor.
Wow. Yeah, it can make a lot of money.
And he only has 30,000 followers, but every single 30,000, his engagement rate is 50%, is 60%. So when you have something like new Star Wars movies coming out, bam, everyone watches it, all his followers, bam, all these people. So it's very targeted.
I think it's a very important topic where you just said like engagement. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of followers and 0.2 engagement, very, very low engagement rates. And brands look at just the number of followers, for example, 100,000 followers, and they don't actually associate, it's legit. And it's hard for a company that's so busy cooking food and even selling clothing.
Yeah, whatever it is.
To verify if they're legit.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. I think the main thing is a lot of people just they false their image, right? And it's kind of
Instagram's like that, I feel.
Yeah, it's and like that's why there's a whole mental health and it's mental health. There's been mental
suicides, the prevention, stuff like that.
Mental health awareness. That's what I'm trying to say, right? It was recently, right, or is it currently happening? I can't.
Mental health.
Yeah, of course, but it was just recent. It was a weekend or a week that mental health awareness. You'll see around Toronto, you might see purple ribbons around the center. So those are for the mental health. So. It's very important. People are falsifying what they are online, but that it's a good twist to talk about because what for each business, right? As you said, clothing, food, entertainment, everything, right? What do you from your point of view? What would you say is the main social media platforms that you would want to target?
I relate most right now. I'm selling myself on Instagram. I think that's a really big way of generating content because it has all of it. It has videos, it has text, it has videos, and within the videos you can have text. Also, it has posts where you can just have a static post, and you can also text within the static post. And I think people are very visual in some things, so they'll want to see moving, how did you eat that shawarma? So they want to see how it was made and how you
shawarma or shawarma?
Shawarma, exactly. So they want to see how it's basically done behind the scenes and how you're going to eat it. But then sometimes you can just have a photo of the shawarma, and it serves two purposes. And I think people are more and more so wanting less time because people are like, I have ADHD basically, so people want to have less time on the topic. So Instagram is very smart, 15 to 30 second reels. And reels are the new comparison to TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, Vine, all everything. They're competing with every market.
And Instagram is obviously Facebook, and that alone, they have so much content and so much information on there. So I really think that when you're looking at a brand or an influencer or somebody, you really have to look at the whole picture. If they have 5 posts, look at all those 5 posts and see what they're doing.
Right.
And I know that you have gone into IG Reels now, you've gone into Reels, and I think it's really important that you have to update yourself every single time something comes out.
So a few things that we have written down here is like everything from, I agree with you, right? I did TikTok, right? I got 10 million views on videos, right? Like, cool, right? But what is a conversion? How do I bring more people? Sure, I did get like almost 8,000 followers. 6,000 followers out of 10 million, but that's 10 million. Think about if I had 10 million on YouTube, right? That would be like, there are people who got 1 million views on YouTube and they'll get 100,000. It's usually like a 10% conversion.
I respect every single content creator out there that's doing on different platforms. I really YouTube's a beast. Like, I'm trying to learn it right now. I have 200 subscribers. He might be my number 201. It's okay. But even him, he has 350 on 2 platforms. So he's 700 total on 2.
But they're two different. They're different.
It's
two
an
different
animal.
people.
It's a different animal.
They're 2 different people.
Exactly.
Like, one is for gaming and one is for informational base, right?
So good point on that, because he just asked me at the beginning, what's the best platform? There isn't one best platform. You should be on all platforms, obviously.
Of course, 100%.
We talked about just now. We just did a Hummussiah post last week. We were here, and you got 350 views on your story.
So
and that's 350
not stories, on review.
Review, exactly.
So funny enough, like on Google Maps or Google Contribute or reviews, when you go to you like a food and you're like, oh man, I wanna write about it or say terrible things about it, either or. Yeah, because you have both. You have right because. People are more intended to write a bad review versus a good review because if they don't feel their money's worth. Totally. But if you get a good review, it's very, very my
view is if you get 100 good reviews and you get 1 bad review, that bad review is going to stick with you.
So what the conversion is, every 1 bad review, you need 10 good reviews to cancel it out.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's crazy. Like, imagine and how often do you get 10 good reviews, right?
Depends how busy you are. Depends on what you are, and so my thing is every voice, every count, every view counts.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. And and what I wanted to say is that Google review got 350 views, right? And that's huge. Like that's me doing nothing and just posting, and then it got featured most likely on Google Maps. So when people were in Young and Dundas,
I think it's important.
And then it was huge.
And I mean, we did a video I posted on my Food on a Loose account, and I got 300 views for my IGTV story for a 4-minute video, which as well, it's different people coming to the same place. And I think even if it's 300 or 3,000, obviously it was 3,000, it helps.
Yeah. So, but yeah, what we were talking about, different platforms. So it's funny enough because most people think social media platforms is main people are TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and all that. But businesses these days, the number one targeted is Google Maps, Yelp. Travel TripAdvisor, all these. Those are huge. Because I know a bunch of people who only go on TripAdvisor, only go on Yelp, only go for this, and they will not go anywhere else.
And I remember I was in Asia. I can't remember the app, but it was something that I was like, oh, Google Maps. Use Google Maps here. Nope, no Google Maps.
Because it's censored. It's censored.
No, it's not censored. It wasn't popular. It's just not a popular app to be used.
Interesting.
And so they have their own. I was in Hong Kong. I can't remember the exact app name, but it was something that was specific to people in Hong Kong, and they were like, "Oh, this is the only thing you can trust. You can't trust anything else." So I thought that's pretty cool. It's different.
100%, because I know there's 3 main apps in Asia for paying, transit, and something. When you go there, you need to get those 3 apps.
You get the Octopus card in Hong Kong. It's basically it's like a Visa card. They don't want to. They basically you upload money onto the Octopus card.
So that's what I was going to say. Whatever that is,
in all these different places.
I think it's part of. Oh my God, WeChat. It's part of WeChat. I think
it's very possible.
There's WeChat, Q something. There's a bunch of
information about it, so I can't give you with. But
I know WeChat is very huge because people use it
WeChat
for
Pay.
WeChat Pay.
Something I remember there was a stat WeChat Pay is used 30 more times than Apple Pay a day. It's not. I don't know the actual stat, but it's a lot.
Right.
So also, I think we should really talk about how these businesses, like, it's also hard to convert the number of people that are viewing their content into sales. So a lot of times I'll work with a brand and I'll get X amount of comments or X amount of likes, X amount of things, and people assume that's going to be they're going to increase their sales. And that's the thing that's kind of hard to tell people is that I can't guarantee you're going to get more sales, but I can guarantee more eyeballs on your page.
Of course.
And more eyeballs on your page can in turn lead to more sales. But there's no conversion really like that shows that Ori Food on the Loose has converted 15 new meals for the Hummussiah.
Right. No, of course.
It's very important to note that for brands.
It's so difficult because like everyone's like, oh, like a good example, the 350 for Hummussiah, right? Did 350 people come in? Maybe not, right? No. Did 10 people maybe come in? Maybe. Did 0? True. Potentially. So it's like yes, 355 new people who've never seen it before have seen it, but to convert it, to make somebody walk in through a door or open DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of these apps and make these people come in, it's such a competitive market. That's the number one thing, right?
That's the tough part. Like, these brands don't have X amount of money, thousands of dollars to spend on marketing. Yeah, and they don't want to spend $1,000 to be the number one person on Uber Eats right now because it's a lot of money to be the top person. You search where you type in Middle Eastern food,
of course,
or whatever topic, whatever food you want to eat that same night.
100%.
Yeah,
but yeah, just a quick thing. The drink. A drink from Hummussiah, great lemonada. I always say it wrong.
It's limonana. The nana is a common plant, I guess you would eat in the Middle East, and you add it into drinks and tea, and this is in lemonade.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, l'chaim, salut, santé.
It like has a minty taste, lemony taste. So the main thing we've checked out, like, you know, platforms are important. How you're putting content out there. How conversions are very important. Like how coming from, doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, if you have 30,000, if you have 10,000. There's different engagements, and it's very important to remember to track that, look at that, and make sure to see how that converts, right? Because that's really important. And the main thing is the conversion, right? So if we go from, as you were saying, right? You have 10,000 followers, almost, right? Almost. Yeah, almost, sorry. Slowly. Knock on wood. Yikes. Yeah, so you're about to hit 10,000 and you work with a bunch of brands, like everyone from Pizza Nova, from, big brands that everyone knows in Toronto, right?
Sure.
And like the Burger Factory and all these huge brands, right? Like all these companies that everyone goes to eat on a daily basis. And I'm not telling you to put numbers involved, but with as you were talking about during COVID and during this time, focusing on your business, it's been a successful conversion.
Yeah, I tell you, people call me or text me all the time and ask me how I do it. And I tell them the honest truth, which is I just ask. I just ask them if I can work together. And people are like, oh, it's not that easy. I'm like, it isn't easy. But I started with, I DM'd 500 different brands. And I got 490 nothings, no answers, zero, nada. And I got 10 people saying, okay, maybe, 5 saying sure. Those 5 I took and I capitalized on them. I took 500 photos and I made sure it looked nice. So that when they look at it, they go, oh my God, it looks awesome. But the truth is, people, it sounds bad. I'm not talking bad about any other person on Instagram or online, because there's a lot of people that are hustling very hard, is that they think it's going to come to them. And that's the wrong mentality. I'm creating as many possible connections as I can, opening up as many doors as I can, because I don't see why not. I can now go out, eat in the city wherever I want, because I'm just a nice person. I'm passionate about it. I think it's a very important part. There's a difference between wanting it and being passionate. I want it and I'm passionate. That's the two things that are making me succeed right now. And thank God I'm living at home for the time being, and I was on CERB, which is nothing wrong. There's a lot of people that are on CERB, CRB. that I was able to do this because I've been laid off.
No, but that's a great a great way to look at it, because like people are like, oh, I lost my job, I'm making $2,000 a month, I'm barely paying my bills every night and all this, and some people have other priorities. I understand that, they have kids, they have things, totally but there are other people our age, as you're saying, might be living with their parents, might be like and what they can be doing is starting up their business, starting different things, and then for them they can gain a follower, because like as you like the one thing that you consistently say is that one new follower I get is a new client for you, right? And one new person can be a client, because you don't know that one person could could be Drake's brother, that could be Justin Bieber's cousin, that can be Donald Trump's whatever, or whoever it is.
I've gotten multiple referrals from people that have used me as like a service, because I am a service at the end of the day. Like people use me to post their photos. I'm a marketer, and people we should be valued for what we do. And I sometimes would not charge anyone anything. That's how I grew. I didn't charge anyone. That's how I literally grew.
100%.
And now I charge not even a lot, but I think it's really minor compared to what other big brands are charging. And there's nothing wrong. It's just what I believe is fair. Mm-hmm. Like I click a post, I can get paid for that. I would never in a million years think 100%. That I could do that. Like I was flying on planes, getting paid to post. Like you see the swipe up now to like learn how to do Amazon drop shipping, and I'm like, nah, it's scam. but
is it?
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's funny, but it's true.
It's true. Like funny enough, I live, where I live, and right where I live, there's a mobile store, and I was like, I got a message saying your package is at the mobile store. I said, what mobile store?
Mobile store, really? I didn't know that.
So I walked into the mobile store and I was like, hi, UPS delivery? Oh yeah, we do Amazon UPS thing. I was like, now this mobile store is making money by having Amazon UPS in their store,
which is not uncommon for a lot of now like coffee shops. I went to a coffee shop today on DuPont, and it was like, we sell vintage clothing. I was like, what? Like, I don't get it, but I get it because you want to make more money. It increases your chances.
100%. And maybe their targeted people are like vintage.
It's people are going to the bodega style like supermarket and coffee shop, because like not everyone's buying coffee anymore. They might want to buy the almond milk off the coffee when they're buying the coffee.
Exactly, because it's like oh, you use a really good oat milk that I love this oat milk, so I want to take it home with me.
And that's what I love about it.
Whatever this virgin oil or whatever it is.
This time is not a good time for a lot of people, but like I'm trying to make the most out of it, and I run giveaways primarily as like a good way of making people happy, because people wake up and they're like, oh, I have to pay all this money for food. Why not get food for free?
So. A good example, not everyone can do food, right? Some people will have to, they can do clothing, right? Like H&M and go from, get their new style, or 21 for, I think, no, 21 they closed down. I think they closed down. The Gap, not H&M, American Eagle, all these companies, right? Like there's so many. So like, again, like don't make people, like I also want to tell people, like anyone out there, don't target yourself and like, oh, I can do the food too. I love food and I want to do food. You might not be food. You might have so much knowledge in clothing that's where you should convert, because he has a lot of knowledge. He's already like, when he was doing food, he was already doing it for like 2 years before.
And he loved food. Like I just like if I'm already, my view is if I'm already going out to a restaurant, I might as well take a photo of the food.
And also
and add the content.
If you check the last podcast, you'll notice how Ori, Foodie and Blues, built up his following to get where it is. And you just kind of have to do it. And it could be like you do partial today. Like those YouTube followers that I have, the 350 is from years ago, right? And now it's I'm starting to build again, right? So I'm going to start putting content again and see how it grows, right? It's those followers are there, right? Until they unfollow you, right? Because those accounts are still being in use. Those are people who might be watching YouTube every day, or might not even be on YouTube for 5 years and come back in 5 years from now.
Exactly.
So guys, we're trying some food that was given by Hummussiah. It is their makbuha salad. It looks amazing. They give you pita, they give you pickles with it, a little container, and it's like it has a lot of flavor with it, and great with like meats and stuff. And let's take a bite out of it.
Let's do it. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
L'chaim. Cheers.
Grab some pita if you want.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Really good. I'm having another bite because it was delicious.
So good. Like it's sweet. It's nice. And you just taste like all the freshness and like veggies in it, right?
Big shout out,
everything's made here.
big shout out to the Hummussiah for
especially
for gifting us this amazing multiple meals.
Tom, thank you so much. The owner, Daniel, the chef, the sous chef. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And but yeah, let's get back into our topic. So the main thing that we were looking at is like how social media platforms changed, right? Like with like how the platform changes, but how also the influencers change.
Yeah.
Like in the sense like TikTok originally, right? Is just like you post videos, you just post dance videos, whatever. What happened? Next thing you know, Charli D'Amelio just blows out of nowhere, right? A 15-year-old girl, 14 when she started. I can't remember.
She's like number one, right?
Yeah, she exactly a year ago in August, she posted her first video or something like that.
She blew up,
and now she has like. I don't even know what. Like the last time I saw, she hit 60 million. Now she might be at 70 or 80 or 100 million.
And she's just getting deals. Like I feel like she
has a TV show.
At the first time she couldn't monetize and she was not able to. She didn't know how to. She was also like 15. So how do you do when you're?
And she
15?
was on Gary Vee. Like Gary Vee
gave her some tips and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, with her whole family and her.
She was like able to really. I mean, I think she's influenced young women and men to like get out of their comfort zone. Just like you see people in the subway just doing dance moves, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, crazy enough, I know this is separate, but like Fortnite, right? You know the Fortnite dances, the backpack kid and all that?
Yeah, of course.
I was at a football game last year, right? A football game, COVID, great. But last year I was at a football game, and a kid, they're like, we're on the Jumbotron, we're looking for people who are dancing, and a kid was doing the backpack kid, was like, you know, dancing, and like, and I'm like, damn.
That reminds me of the guy that just came out of nowhere, the guy that was singing...
the Mexican guy?
The Mexican.
I don't know.
But Fleetwood Mac, and that was it, Dreams, whatever the song is. And just drinking the cranberry juice, and he literally was like later on was sponsored by the cranberry juice, and I think it's awesome because he's just given now.
And you said content. Now they gave him like piles and piles.
But that's for them as a brand. It's nothing.
Of course, it's nothing.
If he's getting 5 million subscribers, 5 million whatever followers, that's to them. Oh my god, marketing. You've seen that brand before, but now it's even elevated to like a next level. And that's how like TikTok can really elevate your game and really make you famous.
And who was he? Like
some random guy.
How many followers did he have before, right? And like something like that really helped his company, not his company, his brand, his own person just expand to like.
If money is your goal, then influencing is where you want to be. But sometimes influencing and money become kind of like tangled, and it's complicated to like take, because there's a lot of people that they think of the money first as opposed to thinking pushing the product. Like we talked about McDonald's. In the Olympics, McDonald's is like the number one sponsor, and I think it's false because it's a bad way if you're influencing young people. It's an unhealthy diet. It's not healthy to post it, but I get why brands and athletes and people do it.
It's because of millions or hundreds of millions of views.
About the platform, the money.
Yeah, but it's the thing is like it was funny because I was looking at another podcast with Logan Paul and the Impulsive, and Dave Portnoy was there.
He's the guy from Barstool.
Yeah, Barstool. He's the owner of Barstool. The president, CEO, the owner, whatever it is. And he was saying, he's like, how did you get here? Whatever. And he's like, you know, people are like, oh, you're lucky, you know. And he's like, no, it's not luck. It's like hard. Like, yes, it is luck. Like, there's luck, but it's like the guy that we were just talking about, the guy who did the video on a skateboard, you know, going through drinking cranberry. I checked his TikTok out. He made like hundreds of videos before. Yeah. It's not this is his only. He just hey, how you guys doing? Let me post me. Okay, I'm a millionaire now. You know. But yeah, it's not that simple, right? It's not like you wake up
10 million. You hit 10 million, and that 10. I mean, and we talked about it, like literally we're brainstorming ideas for what this podcast was going to be and what to add in this episode, and we're like. Going viral is hard to maintain. Yeah. You can't just like go viral and expect to like take that momentum to the next level.
So, and that's something that we talked about. Like, how do you keep on bringing virality, right? So my videos, like my drinking video, me pouring a drink, right? I'm viral with, with a Coke, right? And a lemon.
Maybe truly Coke was pushing the product. Who knows? Maybe people that love Coke love it. You never know. Right?
So, but funny enough, I know at that point they weren't really advertising on TikTok. So TikTok wasn't really advertising, but like it went out on its own, and it went into South Korea, it went to America, Brazil.
Everywhere.
Like I saw the statistics on how
10 million views is Just like, I mean, Canada.
No,
has
that
like
one. So that video was 6.5 million views.
Oh,
My
okay.
whipped cream was another 1.5, but in total with all those videos was another 3.5 million views. And like, it's just insane.
I think the biggest video I hit on TikTok was like 9,000. I'm like, I made it. I'm like, that's like people's like normal video. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I'm a minor influencer. I have 10,000 followers. Like, and
we're both minor influencers,
and I'm
right?
nothing. I'm not even making a dent on anything. So we're basically trying to say is that us small little people can make a huge difference.
Of course, like
minor.
Like I'm also on, I stream, right? So I do Twitch, right? And I originally it took me to get to 4,000 followers. Took me 2 years, right? And for my first year, I only had 1,000 followers. And I'm like, but when I had 1,000, I was like, holy crap! Like, like I got so good. Like I got 1,000 followers and whatever. And I like at that point, like I put like almost over 1,500 hours into it. Like think about it, like sitting in front of a computer.
For those of you that don't know what Twitch is, Dave, can you please explain to the viewers?
Yeah, sorry.
What Twitch is?
So Twitch is like YouTube Live, Instagram Live. Like you live stream, you're live to the audience. There's no cuts, no nothing, and you play a game or
how do you play that game, Dave?
So for me personally, I use my phone, my phone right
Which
here.
I think is a skill and a half. Like I
of
can
course.
use like the PlayStation controller, but like taking your phone up and going like this is hard.
I use a touchscreen,
and you're recording at the same time.
You're recording, you're on camera, you're talking, you're doing so many things, like, and it's
you're multitasking at its finest right there. I think I could probably learn how to do Twitch.
Of course,
I'd be so destroyed in the game.
So they say a lot of people can do this, like recording a video and stuff like that. Even this is difficult for most people because they don't have that many cuts. Most people need a lot of cuts in their videos, but live stream, out of every single person, if you ask any content creator, whatever, they're like, oh yeah, I get views, millions of views, making regular videos. But when you put them on in front of a camera and like a live stream, they can't do it. You'll see, like I've seen a lot of things on YouTube. They're like, I can't do it. I can't do it more than like a quick Instagram stream and a quick, 10-minute, 5-minute thing. But do it for 4 hours, right? How are you going to entertain your audience for 4 hours?
I mean, even this, like we're filming this podcast right now. It's gonna be like 45 to an hour. And that's not even long. Like typical podcasts are like an hour and a half.
An hour and 20 minutes.
And I'm like, wow, 45 minutes it seems like a long time. But we've been talking for 40 minutes right now.
Yeah, it's been a good 30 plus minutes.
And we have so many more points to hit right now, and we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, and just to finalize, to go from that point, like for me to grow from my first year that I did it, I put 1,500 hours in, right, or 1,000 hours in, and that I barely made any money. But I did it for the fun because I love the game, I love my audience, and I just kept on doing it. But then my second year, something just triggered, and plus like Epic Games decided to like do sponsorships for players and stuff like that. So it just got to a point that they helped the creators, and there were like tournaments and stuff like that to win money. And anyways, but in general terms, I'm just saying there's a lot of different ways, and there's people that I know who are like there's a guy named Ducky the Gamer or Grant the Goat or Jojo or Surf, all these guys in the mobile community, part of myself. And these guys, like, if you look at Jojo, he only started a year ago. No, I guess it's going to be 2 years in January. But he started 2 years, and now he's verified on Twitch. He's, has 20,000 plus followers. He has this. He had brand deals. He had, like, everything. And he started out of nowhere. He just started to do it.
It's all about those deals.
No, it's just like, you just start it. You just start. And then
that's
before
the
you know it. And that's
the
most
power
people
of
don't do it.
social media.
Exactly.
That's the reason why they go, it's too hard. Realistically, it is really hard to push out content. And
of course. Not everyone can do it.
Posting and engaging. But if you want to get it and you don't have Justin Bieber fame, good luck. Even Justin Bieber, he spent hours on the road. He spent hours creating his craft. Hours.
When he was, I can't remember his 14, age, like 13, whatever.
Basketball.
His parents would drive him. He lives in Stockholm. Stratford. From Stratford, they would drive him to Toronto. They would drive him to Waterloo. They would drive him to these little like singing contests, right? Or whatever it was, like all these different things that he would do. And then finally, one day, one of his YouTube videos, Usher, I think it went viral on YouTube, like 100,000.
Back then, it's a lot.
A million. But now his videos are getting hundreds of millions of views. But yeah, so like he caught out, like that's all you got to do, put out content, and that's what everyone's doing because
that's like you and I both love Gary Vee. I mean, I don't want to breathe him down my neck, but. I got to give him some credit. His view is like just push content, different hashtags, different currencies, like the hashtags, and it's important that you just continue. And it's tough. Some days I wake up, I'm like, oh, I got to do this post. I don't want to do this post. I promised the brand though, so I got to post it. And I push myself to get to the next level, and I'm sure you do too. Like, if say he streams 3 hours one night, he goes, no, tomorrow I'm going 3 hours and 5 minutes. The extra 5 minutes is, it's still 5 more minutes, and it's minor. Mine is minor. Like one daily new follower is happy for me. One new person's happy. One person that talks to me, texts me, emails me is one new person that like it's like I'm inspiring to
but
do the same.
also try something new. So a good example is I know I'm referring to myself, but I was opening Pokemon cards, right? And I was like, Pokemon cards are huge right now.
Follow our account.
They are huge.
We're doing a joint account.
So again, Logan Paul, and I knew this before Logan Paul. It was again from like Gary Vee, and a guy named Dustin, not Justin, or Justin, not Dustin, or
not sure the name. We'll figure it out.
But he works for he's like the same videographer guy for Gary Vee now. No more D-Brand or D-Rock, no longer. So it's this new like Asian guy, and crazy enough, he a side note, he looks like he's 22. He's 38 or something.
Asian genes, man.
Well, I mean, hey. Dustin. I think it's Dustin. It's Dustin. It's Dustin, not Justin.
Give me your good looks, please.
I know. But yeah, like they were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards and everything, and not Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Everything's going on, sport cards. But I on my stream, I opened it up and I paid like $20 for the Pokemon cards because I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just try it.
$20.
Yeah, $20, and that's still $20 I have to invest, right? But most people don't even think about that. But that $20 I invested, I made $15 back. So in the end, I'm like, oh, that's $5 for me for 1 hour.
And you learn maybe a new skill.
Exactly, and you see what your audience is interested in.
I listed my first 3 Pokemon cards. I thought it was the easiest thing in the world. I'm just gonna take photos of it, upload it. I'm not joking. It took me an hour. Maybe I'm just ridiculously slow and not figuring it out to upload 3 cards. And I'm like, I mean, it's not that complicated, but me and every other person in the world wants to make money in that sense. So I was like, I'll make money. It's so hard.
Yeah,
it's so
like
hard.
The cards are going for $1 each, and then you need to like, especially when it's your first time like opening an eBay like seller's account, you have to like register yourself, then post, find the category,
on there,
find like title, what is the description, what category it's under, what picture, what selling price, how are you going to deliver it, where you're going to deliver, what language. Oh my god, like so many different.
I did 3 cards, and I have like 30. So that's my thing. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 80, but yeah, have fun with that.
Oh, because you gave me, we're like,
I was like, just like, just take all my cards. If we sell, make $1. Fine. Like right now, I'm $20 invested, or no, $25 invested. That's
a huge investment. Should I pay you for?
Man,
$20. Hey, for some people, it sucks, but for some people, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. But anyways, I also want to try the last food dish that we have. It's the mushroom.
Hummus. It's like the mushroom hummus.
It's the warm hummus.
But it's like with mushrooms on top.
With mushrooms.
If you were like a vegetarian or vegan,
exactly,
this is a great alternative for that.
So funny enough, I think they have so many vegan dishes, even though they have like shawarma and like beef chuck stew, not beef stew.
Chuck stew is like their number one, slow braised beef. That's like the people who come here. And they come here for other things. The vibes are also awesome, really cool.
It's really nice. It's a nice little place. I love this back. That's why we're like doing it right here. We love it.
For the ones that are driving and listen to us, thank you. We appreciate you. Next time, transition to YouTube, like the video, so you guys can have a look at us and see if you like our faces, if we make you happy. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, don't forget about it. We're here. But yeah, let's take a bite. Let's take a taste out of this. I'm gonna take some of the.
Say it on the mic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But
That's good. I think every geographer's falling asleep.
What spice? What spice is that? Like, there's that little kick I'm feeling right now. What is that? What is that red powder? That red powder that they put on
paprika?
Hummus? Maybe it's paprika. I think that's what I'm feeling right now.
Maybe it's turmeric. I'm not sure.
It might be turmeric or something.
Who knows? So, thanks again. That was dope.
But yeah, thank you, Hummussiah. That was great. To wrap this whole thing up, right? Of the influencers, businesses, COVID, and all that. Are they really making an impact? Like as a question to you, and you can ask the question back to me. What do you think the influencers, and you can be generic. It could be all influencers, minimal influencers.
It sucks because like it's a very hard question, and I always want to under deliver. Sorry, what am I saying? I always want to do more. I always want to give more to the brand. So even if I charge this or don't even charge anything, I want to always provide a good quality content. It's hard for a lot of these brands to recognize that influencers make a difference, and I get it because it's money that could be going into a customer as opposed to giving to some random person online.
Of course.
And what people have to understand is, yes, they make a difference if they actually have engagement, if they actually have people that are looking at their content and they're getting actual views. So, and again, yes, if I post something at 2,000 views on my Instagram reel, that doesn't mean 2,000 people are going to come to that restaurant.
100% not.
And people have to, brands know this, and brands have publicists, and brands have
That's
marketing.
big brands, though. Big brands. Like Coca-Cola, all those know that.
But even smaller brands, like even chain restaurants, so this because it's big, I guess it's chain, but even smaller brands have a marketing guy or marketing girl that works for them. And like,
but no, that's already so big.
No, even small brands, like the Hummussiah is a small brand, so they're not big enough to have that. But so even...
But that's medium-sized brands, you would say.
Fine. But medium-sized brands, like 10 employees and above is a medium-sized brand? Like, what's the terminology?
I think 10 or less is small.
So the thing is, profit-wise, if you want to make... Because at the end of the day, it's all about money. Money rules the world. That's the sad part, and that's how it works. So you got to eat to live. To live, you got to make money. So influencers help bring more awareness. In my view, awareness can lead to more sales. And if you didn't have that person pushing that content originally, it would not bring them more sales and more eyeballs to the page. And eyeballs to the page is more footprint online, and footprint online is traffic to the store. That's my view. And it's not, people are probably going to say, no, you're wrong, you're totally wrong. The best way is Facebook marketing ads, SEOs on Google, etc. There's no one answer. And that's why I always say TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, everything. You got to be on all platforms, make yourself visible and everything. Because on TikTok, you have 8,000 followers. And that's huge, I think. In my opinion, I think 8,000 followers is a bigger conversion than 10,000 on Instagram or 15,000 on Instagram, because I think it's harder to maintain the TikTok followers. That's
but TikTok opinion. Also, like, I have a guaranteed view. If I have 8,000 followers, each of my videos minimum will get 800 views.
Yeah, I'll get 5.
It gets 10%.
I'll get 5. I have 60 followers. Still good? No.
But I'm saying, like, even that you have 10,000, about 10,000 on Instagram, like, your minimum guaranteed views, right? You're gonna get a minimum of 1,000
on a reel.
But how about on a regular post?
Like 300 to 400 likes.
Right. So that's why, like, on TikTok, it's like, so I don't know, they push it, because the conversions now are really high on TikTok. Just wait another year and I'll be like, you have 1,000 followers, 5 people will see it, right?
But what do you think, Dave? Like, do you think that, like, by influencing brands like maybe the Hummussiah or other brands are actually going to benefit in the long term? Because I'm a marathon kind of guy. Like, I'm going to do food analytics until I can't breathe. Not actually, but like until...
Of course, that's it. It's a life brand. It's your life brand, right?
It's a life brand. It's me. And people might think it's good or bad.
And you're never going to stop eating. You're going to go to eat new places every single day.
You see the top brands, like Taste Toronto, they didn't start last week. They started years ago.
Yeah.
So that's something that we have to note, that this Rome wasn't built in one night. It was built in over a long period of time.
100%.
So you built your brand for 3 years of going, like, streaming on his Twitch. Like, that's insane.
Well, I've been streaming since I was 14.
Exactly, but that's professionally streaming, like going online and doing it.
No, 14. I did Justin.tv before Twitch. So that was originally before Twitch. It was on Justin TV. They were like, oh, we're going to make a gaming site called Twitch.tv. And then I was like, oh, I don't care about Twitch.
Actually, I'll give you an example. It's funny enough. I with myself, I worked with a brand called Cinnaholics on the Danforth. They specialize in vegan cinnamon rolls. And I asked the question, how's business? He goes, oh, it's amazing. It's like, what? Like, it's amazing. It's COVID. It's the worst time. It's like, I've been pumping out Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Ritual like mad. I had less... Like,
less sales previously.
But pre-COVID, I had like less sales. I'm like, COVID, pre-COVID, you less sales. You must have done really bad. Like, no, I've been like 50 orders a day, 60 orders a day, 100 orders a day. I'm like, that's a lot of cinnamon rolls. Think of cinnamon rolls. Yeah. He's like, it's just because of online. People don't want to go.
Leave their house.
If it's all online, people don't want to like walk anywhere. People don't want to go anywhere.
Of course.
They were at home, watching Netflix, eating with their girl or boy or whatever, and they're just chilling. They're chilling.
And it's a huge conversion. I've heard that so many times from most businesses, because as soon as you're on Uber, on Foodora, no longer, they charge like 30%.
It's because you're doing volume.
Exactly. So but that's how, like, some people can't afford that, right? The volume. But anyways, to answer your question regarding the influencers are worth it, 100%. Like, we both know, right? Like, I put content out there. Like, I was lucky enough, I went to like a Samsung event, right? Part of Samsung.
How about the red carpet?
Yeah, a red carpet event.
God, that was hysterical.
You know, got to talk to Shia LaBeouf. You were there with me, right beside me. Come on, hold my hand. But it was like unbelievable experiences. Like for me, right? Like, I put out videos that came out. Like, here's a good example. When I went to Samsung, right? I'm a small guy on my YouTube, right? You said I only have 200 followers, right?
which is nothing compared to what people have. Like
Right. But I posted one video of a Korean pop band called Icon. They were the second largest Korean pop band in the world. I was recording it live while I was Samsung in the US. I was in the US at this in New York City. I was recording them and I had front row. You should have seen the chat, and you should have seen, I can show you later. I got 30,000 views within one day.
I believe it. I totally believe
within
it.
one day. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how small you are. Everyone has an impact because you have your mother, your brother, your sister, your your camera guy, your guy who works, who cleans your bathrooms. It doesn't matter. Whoever it is. It doesn't matter who it is. And if he follows you on Facebook, on YouTube, on whatever, and you put out content to there, you're going to be able to grow. So in general terms, does influence? Yeah, 100%. Everyone's their own influencer. That's how I look at it today. Everyone is their own influencer. Can you become a huge influencer? Yes, with hard work and dedication, right?
And the right time and the right tools.
Right time, right moment. But you can only get to the right time and right moment is by putting out content. Because if you put out content once in a while, yes, 1 in a million, you'll be there.
I mean,
right?
I've seen a lot of people going like, I have to have X amount of camera, X mic. Like, I shoot. I got for my birthday. I got a GoPro. It's a fantastic GoPro. I'm not gonna lie, it's helpful. But you look at the actual true videographers. Mm-hmm. They use like Sony's 7R, Sony's Z7 VI,
all these crazy Canon i3 Rebel thing,
like $5,000 cameras, $3,000 cameras, and I'm like, I have an iPhone. And they're like, what? Like people are like, you're not a true photographer. Look at my photos. Look at your photos. You're posting it on Instagram. I'm not posting it on their catalog for the museum for like their
like iStock or whatever that they're paying for it, because that's the main thing. Like you just start off with your phone.
People go like this. They take their phone. They go, oh my god, like what's this food? What's this food? I want to see it on Instagram. What is it? Is that the Chuck Stew? Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's it.
And that's the thing when people are like, if you again my YouTube videos from 2017, all I did was using an iPhone 6. Yeah. You rewatch my videos. I went to a YouTube event. People were like, "Wow, we really like your videos. Like, what'd you use for that setup?" I'm like, I used just regular videos. So this comes from the wrap. I mean, I had a great time, great food, great drinks. Like, can't complain. But like I want to end it off with a few things because like I kind of want to like use today's like events in the news and things like that and everything that's like that we see in Toronto and things like that, right? So the number one thing is, how do you feel with this whole influencer thing? Stage 2, we're back in stage 2 again. Like, but it's a little different.
It kind of affects me in the sense that I can't properly shoot indoor dining when I'm like, I bring my light or I bring my camera and I sit down and have the full experience of eating at a restaurant. And I think that's part of what I am. I have on my balcony, I have a really nice view of the city, so that's became famous for me in a way. But people also want to have like, oh, you went to the Parlor restaurants, and they treated us to an amazing brunch on Sunday, and we had like 5 dishes, and like now, 10 people can be inside? What, they're gonna open for 10 people? Come on, guys! Like, I respect the government's decision in the sense of like safety first, and I respect that. Mm-hmm. But this is gonna be really hard on small business, especially gyms, especially strip clubs, especially restaurants, and people like laugh at strip clubs, but that's someone's livelihood, People
100%.
need to make money to live, and they have families and kids and other stuff that they want to buy. And for me personally, it affects me. I'm gonna do like more takeout series and more like delivery options.
No, of course,
it's pivoting. I'm pivoting again.
Like, well, you know what you should do. Like, I know this is
off the record. No, you're on.
No. It just came to my mind right now. Have you tried reaching out to Uber Eats and?
I think as I have, but like they have their own little. They have their own stuff going on. They have like their own.
No, I know. But the funny thing is, it would be interesting if they like work with you and like work with these brands and then like send you food.
Funny that you said that. So my goal in life was to be sponsored by one of those apps. Really? When I was my second year doing influencing, with whatever foodie, I reached out to DoorDash, and some like young guy, I guess he must have been like the BDR there, the business development person, was like, well, I want to use you as a promotion, and I got like a sponsored meal from the Black Camel using DoorDash, and I was like, I made it, Mom, I made it, Dad, like I made it. But I realized more and more that those actual brands are the stingiest. They don't want to give out money, but when they do, they will give you you have the backing of Uber Eats.
Like my buddy who's on Twitch. DoorDash. He has Uber Eats in the US, right? So he gets 10 meals like per week for free. So like and
that's my goal, to get to the next level. So I have those partnerships with the big brands. So like when you go to my page, it'll be like get $50 off when you use my code or whatever the number is, $15 off, and that for me looks good.
Well, you can't do that right now.
I can, but like I want to make it so it's like a unique code for me, like actually, because it's like usually first time users. So I want to have it so return users you can use every single time you use it. You get $10 off for $5. Maybe it's possible if that's a thing. I don't know. Maybe give them an idea.
They don't want to give you any percentage off.
Of course they don't want to give you. Of course they don't. They want you to download it. So Dave, you prove a good point. We're gonna transition, but we're gonna transition to good things. And I have lots of things in the work. I'm a very creative person, and I'm always creating new things for my craft for myself.
Right.
I'm learning how to develop it.
Yeah.
And I tell everyone trial and error. Just post it once. Doesn't work. Post it.
100%.
If it works well, it works well.
But yeah, so regarding the whole stage 2, for me, I mean, I work a full-time job, right? Yeah. So of course it affects me in the sense that I'm working from home now, especially with stage 2. I'm less likely to go into work because it's safer to stay at home and do that. But yeah, regarding for me, like coming out here, we're lucky that we're able to do this. We're doing in a safe environment. We're making sure that when we're recording this podcast, like everything is in a good manner. And but yeah, like everything is
like he's part of my bubble. Like we're
in the same bubble.
Leave the bubble.
And we're wearing masks during any other time other than just us, him and I. So if there's any,
and our videographer right now has a mask on and is behind the scenes. So it's not exactly. We're like being very, very safe.
And we're being 6 feet apart, and of course, and all that. And but yeah, no, it's interesting and exciting. I'm curious what's going to happen. I hope we don't go back to stage 1 because that's scary. I don't want to be locked in my house again.
Also, the wintertime in Canada, like it's.
But that's where we're already locked in at home.
We're already locked in. We can't even go to the gym. But you can't go to the gym. But so I haven't
worked out for a year.
I used to do F45 at home. It's very intense exercise, high intensity, and I use now MadFit, which is like this Toronto local fitness influencer. Mm-hmm. And honestly, your stuff's free online, YouTube. And that's the thing. Like we're talking about. Getting the content out there, people eventually will go. They're giving us free information,
100%.
Free thing. You have to absorb that information, and so that's like his biggest push to anyone. Literally, push content.
Yeah,
get
just
it out
put it
there,
out there. Doesn't matter. Don't make it perfect. Just put it out there. You have a phone. You have a camera.
Get a tripod. $15 online.
You don't even need it. You don't even need it. Just put it here, walk away, record a video. Like, sure, you can make it more professional, but like today's your selfie cameras are more than enough. Just put it on the ledge, record it, dance it, and then you could be the next Charlie D'Amelio.
My conclusion, I think, is, guys, if you really like this video, please, it'll mean the world to us. Like us, but also give us a rating. Give us a 2, give us a 4, give us a 5. Tell us what you think.
Preferably 5, please.
Preferably a 5. No, but like, be honest. We'd love to hear your feedback. We want to know what we think we can improve on and how we can make you more engaged.
Like our current podcasts are getting, around, in total around 1,000 impressions, 1,000 views from, Spotify, Apple Music, from YouTube, from our, and then Instagram.
Why are you leaking that information? No, I'm joking.
No, but like we're getting all these like, and like we're building, right? It's like it was our first podcast, very raw, but this one is, we're trying to build it up and make it better. And if you can hit the subscribe button, follow it, like it really helps us. It shows us that you guys care. And
if you succeed, like we're gonna get some really interesting brands coming out there. And next, in the weeks to come,
we're gonna be doing a giveaway. And
for sure, we'll tell you when.
We'll be having a giveaway. So make sure to follow us on Instagram. That's where the best place to check us out. DJ Dave K, Foodie on the Loose, and the Edible Talk is very important. And the funny thing is, every end of every podcast, we do want to shout some people out. Like just shout out the things that are coming in Toronto, or people in general that we think content or events or things that would be really interesting. So during this time, like we already shout out a bunch of things like Gary Vee and Impulsive and all that, but the main shout out that we want to do right now, we saw that on Batherson King. There's a
Queen of Bathurst.
It's just south of Queen, north of King, so it's somewhere in that area, Batherson Queen. It's called Falls and Leaves, so it's just at the N, no A-N-D.
We'll slide
and it'll be in there. And they're an outdoor event, like it's very like Halloween, fall-ish. It's like very like snug. You can go bowling with a pumpkin.
It's your fall festival in the city without having to go to a festival, and like fully maintaining social distancing. It's a way of being outside on night, even on bad nights. On nice nights, instead of being inside crammed up and watching Netflix or reading, it's like nice to be with your friends. Your loved
before
ones.
it was 50 people, now they have 25, so
Yeah, so
it's even
more.
less, so it's a lot more safer.
And there's like food and drinks. You've been. I'm actually going this week. I can't wait to go check it out.
Yeah, they're around for till I think the end of October. So it's an interesting place, and it's like they have like so many different things like for like fall and Halloween. They also have frog legs on a Caesar. If you like frog legs, go for it. Yeah, they have frog legs. I tasted it. It tastes like chicken, but
nice.
like.
Sweet.
It was but we do appreciate our final shout out is back to Hummussiah, because without them we wouldn't have the space. It's a great space, great food.
Check it, guys. Please, if you come, tag both Edible Talk and
no joke. If you come, just say the Edible Talk brought you here, and I'm not worried. They'll give you 5% off. Like just. Say, I think
they'll bless you. Like
they'll bless you, or they'll give you they'll give you an extra scoop or two.
We'll make sure we have like a referral code. No.
The Edible Talk. But thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you. Aside from that, thanks guys.
That's it.
We appreciate it.
Episode 2 done.
Peace out. I hope you enjoyed our podcast. Make sure you hit that follow button and follow us on all platforms, The Edible Talk. Thank you.